Time flies so fast and we are now in the second quarter of this academic year. I hope you enjoyed learning the concepts about yourself and about the human person during the first quarter. Our Benedictine value is work. Our value focus is benevolence. Benevolence, or in Tagalog, kagandahang loob. It is a disposition to do good or one who finds joy and happiness in helping others by sharing time, talents, and treasures and giving freely without expecting anything in return. Our primary way of prayer is our very being created in God. All of our work is sacred work. Time set aside for prayer can be a great blessing. But we can turn all of our daily tasks into prayer when we bring to them the awareness of ourselves in relationship with our ever-present God. Work and Prayer in the Style of Saint Benedict by Chris Sullivan. Our primary way of prayer is our very being created in God. All of our work is sacred work. It means that when we consecrate all our works, like your studies, we turn them into prayer. In your learning packet, I ask you to give a rule and its benefits. I can imagine that most of you have listed like brush your teeth before going to bed, study your lessons first, do not play in the kitchen, even though there will be some slight differences, but most of you have said the same things. If you were to ask me which rule is very important, I would say that the most important is respect your parents and obey them. Second is to be kind to your siblings. If you follow these rules, then the other things will just follow. Laws or rules help or guide us to do what is right or good. At home or school, we call them rules. They're given by our parents or school authorities. Sometimes we feel bad about those rules because we cannot do what we want to do. But we know by heart that those rules are for the good of all. The religious leaders in Jesus' day liked to sit around and discuss the law. They especially liked to ask Jesus to trick him. Let us watch the video.
But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
In the video, you have seen how Jesus answered. He said, the most important commandment is this: the Lord our God is the one and only Lord. You must love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is equally important. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. There is no other commandment greater than this. What a wise answer! If we will just keep these two commandments, we will not have any trouble keeping the rest of them, wouldn't we? In the Old Testament, God gave the Ten Commandments to Moses. These serve as a guide to the Israelites on how to live their lives and strengthen their relationships with God and with one another. The Ten Commandments is also known as the Decalogue. Even in the New Testament, Jesus clearly shows that we must also obey the Ten Commandments. The first 3 commandments is about loving God, and the fourth of the Ten Commandments is about loving neighbors. Jesus even perfected the Ten Commandments by putting love into it. Jesus stressed a direct relationship between love of God and love of neighbor. He explained the rest of the laws are based on the two, because love is the basis of everything that we do.